So here it is. We're going to test that body armor out. It is level 3A rated Body Armor Mega Store ballistic fiberglass body armor. It is rated for 9mm at 1400 foot a second, 357 SIG at 1450, and 44 mag at 1500 feet a second. Some of the loads I'm going to be hitting it with today in my Tokarev are going between 1700 and 1950 feet a second. I have a factory 85 grain at 1550 feet a second full metal jacket. It's hitting with about 450 foot-pounds. I have an 85 grain hollow point going 1950 feet a second. That's 700 foot-pounds. I've got 100 grain going 1780. That's 700 foot-pounds. I've got a 110 grain going 1720. That's 720 foot-pounds. So I have a lot of pretty heavy hitting loads that are very high velocity and small diameter, so we'll see if it defeats. All right, we got the body armor set up, so we'll get the slow-mo set up and get to shooting. All right, the next one's going to be Tula ammo 95 grain full metal jacket. All right, so we hit right here, and it looks like the bullet is stuck in the armor. It's still warm. You can kind of see it in there, but no spalling, and just a little bit of back face deformation. All right, next one's going to be PPU 95 grain full metal jacket. This was the hottest of all of the 9x18mm Makarov ammo I tested. All right, we hit right next to it. Again, no spalling. The bullet is stuck in there and minimal back face deformation. We got a little bulge with both of those hitting side by side. One is going to be my carry ammo, PPU 95 grain jacketed hollow point. I expect it's probably not going to go into the armor like the full metal jacket did. It should just bounce off. I stand corrected. It's right there, stuck in the armor. As the impact, again, barely any bulge on the back, and that's stacking 3 9x18. Actually 4, because the first one too. So, not doing too bad. All right, now we delve into the Tokarev world. First round on the body armor is going to be Cellier and Berlot 85 grain full metal jacket at 1550 feet a second. All right, we hit right here, and we did get a lot more back face deformation. You can see the bulge there, but even stacking 5 rounds on top of each other, we still have not defeated this armor. Next round is going to be an 85 grain Hornady XTP over 14.5 grains of H110. All right, we hit right here. That time we cracked the front face a little bit, and we have a nice bulge in the back, but still no penetration. Next round is going to be the Rainier Ballistics 100 grain hollow point over 13.5 grains of H110, going about 1500 feet a second, maybe a little faster. All right, we hit right here. Again, cracked the face. Got a decent little bulge going on in the back from all of those, but no penetration. All right. Next is going to be the same load, except for instead of a 100 grain Rainier Ballistics hollow point, it's going to be a full metal jacket flat nose. Just basically the exact same bullet, but with the hollow point filled in flat. All right, we hit right here. So I've stacked every bullet in this space so far, and we got severe back face deformation, but still nothing's making it through. So this $50 body armor Mega Store ballistic fiberglass body armor, level 3A, I would say so, because I've already hit it with one round with over 500 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, The next one's going to hit hard. All right, the next one's going to be a spear planker over 13.5 grains of accurate number 9. Should be going about 1,780 feet a second and should be hitting with about 680 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. All right, again, stacked it right in here. Ooh, got a nice bulge on the back from that hot guy. That sucker was moving. But again, no penetration still. All right, next one's going to be a Hornady 85 grain XTP over 14.5 grains of accurate number 9. Excuse me, with a small magnum primer, this should be about 1,900 feet a second. So this is going to be the hardest hitting so far. All right, I shot that one down here onto a clean spot on the plate. And woo, yeah, look at the bulge on that. Look at that. But it stopped it. All right, last one is going to be a 110 grain spear varmint grenade over 14 grains of, or 13.5 grains of accurate number 9 with a small magnum primer. 728 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, 1,720 feet per second average. All right, that last shot was right here. That was our last chance to defeat this body armor, and I can already tell you it didn't because I can see the back of the bullet. Ooh, that one gave a hell of a bulge though. Damn. So, all right, body armor mega store level 3A ballistic fiberglass plates are 100% bulletproof. My pistol is shooting higher velocity and a smaller diameter than most, and it did not make it through.